can't build back unless something breaks down. And that's what CNN is reporting here. Headline: American tourist smashes 2 sculptures in the Vatican. All right. So, in the Bible it talks about destroying high places, and, that there's something to that in, ruining the temples and ritual spots of those who are against God. But I don't know if that's what this is. We'll have to see. Either way, it doesn't matter. It helps the rebuild process, the build back better process. Here's what the article says. Just when you thought the summer of tourists behaving badly was over, I guess it was a problem all year, another person on vacation wrecks another priceless artifact. This time, it's the turn of an American tourist who smashed no fewer than 2 ancient Roman sculptures into pieces at the Vatican on Wednesday. Let's see. Hang on one second here. The episode took place in the Museo Chiamonti, part of the Vatican Museum, around lunchtime. The space holds around 1,000 works of ancient statuary and describes itself as, quote, one of the finest collections of Roman portraits in the world. 2 of these portraits are now facing an uncertain future after the tourist knocked over one in anger and toppled another as he fled the scene. Oh, why was he so angry? What happened? The man had demanded to see the Pope. Oh, he wanted to see the Pope.
Space Pope reptilian.
According to newspaper To Messaggero, when he was told he couldn't, he allegedly hurled one Roman bust to the floor. Now, I'm wondering if this is like, they say American here, but is he like a super soldier or something? I mean, those things are pretty hefty, aren't they? As he ran off with staff in pursuit, he knocked down another. The works of art have been taken into the in-house workshop to be assessed. While around 2,000 years old, they are thought to be secondary works of art rather than famous works, a source told Second Messaggero. Okay, so, all right, well, at least it's not like the top of the line stuff, but it does make you wonder, like, what were these of specifically? And yeah, I already see in the chat here, Sir Sigurd the Beast, please let it be Nero's bust. Could have been, that would make sense. Well, it'd be bad if they, if they unleashed the black goo and it like came back together and then, Antichrist. But I don't know if that's what's taking place here. And it goes into a little bit more of the detail of what happened here. Let's see. Quote, the 2 busts have been damaged, but not particularly badly. One lost part of a nose and an ear. The head of the other came off the pedestal. He said the restoration work had already begun and that, quote, they will soon be restored and back at the museum. Mountain Butarok, who leads pilgrimages to the Vatican and who often visits the Museo Chiamonti, said, quote, one of the beautiful things is that it allows the visitors to get literally face to face with these ancient sculptures. My fear is that with behavior like this, barriers could be put in place. Yeah, everything's got to be behind a glass wall now. Tourists damaging monuments has been a theme of this summer in Rome. In July, a Canadian tourist was caught carving her name into the Colosseum. Hooligan. While American tourists were caught hurling scooters down the Spanish steps. Good old Americans doing their thing. Hurling down scooters. Oh boy. Breaking off pieces in the process. And a Saudi visitor drove his Maserati down the same architectural icon. And the Saudis are doing it. They're doing it right, man. You drive that Maserati. What were the Americans doing with scooters? Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting kind of fun story to get everybody hooked in here because, it's kind of a jokey thing, but at the same time, I think they welcome some kind of teardown. It doesn't matter for what purpose, whether it be statues in America because, hey, we owned slaves. We must, we need to fix the glorifying of the slave owners and stuff, or just a mad American at the Vatican who demanded to see the Pope. And then when he was told he couldn't, he just went on a rampage and started to knock over statues. Whatever the case may be, you need that tear down in order to do the reset. So, I'm not surprised at this, and I'm sure they welcome it at some level. And, with the restorative technologies they have now, I'm just wondering what artifacts may come into play more and more as, they start to uncover things that are ancient in both genetics, as we've often heard, from the Antarctica stuff, like the million years of DNA from a million years ago, finally unleashed because of technology and our ability to examine and do science and all those things. It'll all tie in together in the end. But there you go. That's just a little quick one at the top. American tourist smashes 2 sculptures at the Vatican. And I don't think he's in that much trouble, but maybe. Who knows?